And with the 16th pick of the 1998 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Oilers select, and that was it. That's the day a new identity was formed, and I became a fan. Not just a fan of as a player on the team, but a fan of anybody that shared the same identity and painted their heart two-tone blue. When we are a fan, we hope, we defend, we cheer, we memorize our team's highs and lows, and our loyalty never wavers. But here's a question I want to ask you today. What if we treated human identity the way we treat our favorite teams? What if we became fans of people? Let's break that down. When you are a loyal fan, truly loyal, you don't ask your team to change their colors or their style of play. No. You say, that's my team. Win or lose, good times or bad, that's my team. You celebrate their story. You know their struggles, their best players, the heartbreaking losses, and you still wear the colors proudly. Now, let me take you back to January 8th, 2000, in a back and forth NFL AFC wildcard football game, which it was 16 seconds left on the clock, which would essentially end when Frank Wycheck laterally the ball across the field to me and me running 75 yards for the game-winning touchdown, what is now known as the Midi City Miracle. Fans still talk about that play with immense passion and is regarded as one of the greatest plays in NFL history. Some tell me it was the greatest sports moment they ever experienced in their lives. I've heard stories of families jumping up and down, screaming in their living room, strangers hugging each other in the aisles, even a man that almost missed the birth of his child because his eyes were glued to the TV. Yeah. And fans telling me that moment cemented their love for the Titans forever. It's humbling to know that a moment of teamwork and instinct has created a memory that still gives connection and joy all these years later. I believe we celebrate our team's uniqueness, but when it comes to people, oftentimes we expect sameness. We'll cheer when our favorite athlete expresses themselves boldly, but when it comes to people, we flinch if they're too loud, too different, too them. We'll cry over a last-minute touchdown, hug a complete stranger in the aisle, but for some reason we convince ourselves that depth of emotion doesn't belong in the everyday. Why? Why is it easier to be more vulnerable over a game than over somebody's identity? What would change if we became fans of people? What if we treated human identity the same way we treat our favorite teams? Loyalty that doesn't depend on perfection. Loyalty that stands up still shows up during losing seasons. Loyalty that knows your full story and still shows up with pride. That's what I believe true belonging is. It's not about being flawless. It's about being fully seen and fully embraced. Imagine a world where everybody had a cheering section, where you were cheered for not in spite of who you are, but because of who you are. Where we knew each other's backstories and we still showed up. Where we celebrated each other's victories. What if we became the kind of people that would learn each other's backstories, defend each other when we're down, celebrate each other without condition? I believe we all want to be cheered for. We all want to be known. We all want to be seen. Some of you may have seen the clip. Super Bowl 34, final play. I catch the ball. I'm heading towards the end zone. Mike Jones wraps his arms around my waist. I start falling, twirling towards the ground. I reach with everything I have, and I fall just 1 yard short. As you can imagine, that play has followed me for years. People still ask me about it, some with sympathy, some with curiosity. But what they don't always see and don't know is what that moment taught me. See, that moment became a mirror. It had me question my validation. Did I let my family down? Did I let my teammates down? Did I let the city down by not getting that infamous last yard? But what if we show up for people, not just when they win, but when they don't get that final yard? Here's my challenge to everybody here today. Extend your loyalty beyond the field. Show up for people with the same pride, passion, and patience that you do for your favorite team. Get to know their story, celebrate them when they wins, and pick them up when they come up a yard short. Because not everybody gets to play in front of thousands of adoring fans, but we all deserve to be cheered for. And maybe, just maybe, it starts with you. Thank you.